just today I am going to discuss how to create a functions in Python language. So there are so many ways we can create a functions, but first we have to understand what is the functions in Python. Just we are using a Python's you can say just a functions is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data and know as parameters into a functions. So functions can return a data as a result. So how to create a function? So look here, the creating a functions in the Python. So first we can define. So define, just the short form you can write here def keywords right here. So first I am going to write here diff and my underscore functions and parenthesis colon print hello from a mathematics and something you can write here, and now I am going to write here my functions. So look here what happens, just it is working here. So I am creating a functions. Look here, look like it, this functions has been created, right? Hello from a mathematics. So similarly now I am going to calling a functions. So to call a functions means use the functions name following by the parenthesis. So just I have written here parenthesis, look here, my functions without any indentations. Look here, be concentrate, don't do some mistake. So without any indentations right here. So my function, my underscore functions and parenthesis. So I am getting here the just a call of functions, like here we are getting the output hello from, otherwise you can't get here. Just look here, just I am going to remove this one, okay, and now I am applying here, but look here, so you are not getting anything just here, right? So means there is no any output has been visible right here. So need to understand these things, and look here, here automatically it has taken the indentations. So now if I do this way, so it will be look like a mistake, something you can see the errors and something, but you cannot get a output. So if you are not getting the output, go backspace and put here, now we can get here the output here. So it is next we are going to discuss here, I am going to discuss here informations arguments. Arguments means are the specified after a function's name inside the parenthesis. So inside the parenthesis, so you can add as a many arguments as you want, just separate them with a comma. So look here, I have written the my define my function and my name. So I have mentioned one argument, print my name plus some specific name. I have written the so many names also, and now I am going to the print here. So it will start from here my name, and so look here, it has been written as this way my name. So reference, money reference, email reference. So arguments are specified after the function's name. Arguments are specified after this means the function's name. So inside the parenthesis, so you can add the many arguments. So I have already added the so many arguments. So this is a way we can write here. Now another, the parameters or arguments. Do you know what is the difference between the parameter and the arguments? Actually, according to language, you can say just the term of the parenthesis, parameters and arguments. It can be used the same things like informations that are passed into a function. But from a function's perspective way, the parameter is a variable listed inside the parenthesis in the function's definitions, and argument is a value that is sent to the functions when it is called right here. So look, same here I have already mentioned, and the number of the arguments here, look here, define def my functions and my name and l name. I have given the two argument here, and now I am going to print here. One is the money, another is the Rahul, so we can easily print here with the arguments here, right? Number of the arguments we can easily print here. So number of arguments means by default the functions must be called with the correct numbers of arguments. This means if your functions expect two arguments, you have to call the functions with the two arguments, not more and not less, because I have already mentioned this. Say so this, and next if you try to call the functions 1 and 3 argument, you can get a error because you are calling only one arguments, right here. So you look here, you are getting some error. Yeah, have you gotten the error? So you can get a error. Next I am going to here arbitrary arguments. Just you can write here the star and args. Arbitrary arguments means if you do not know how many arguments that will be passed into your functions array. So a star before the parameters name of the functions. So here the kids is a parameters, and before parameters I have mentioned here star. So diff my functions and star kids with the inside of this parenthesis and colon. Now the print the youngest child is plus kids 2, and now get a space here, and you can write here email Tobish and Luis. So you can youngest child is here mentions. Similarly, if the number of the argument is unknown, added and star before the parameters names, and you can write this way. So arbitrary arguments is the shortened as a star arguments in the Python documentations. So arbitrary keyword arguments means double stars and KW ARGS. So arbitrary keyword arguments, and add the two, you can say the double stars means asterisks, right here. So you can use here the asterisks here. So define my functions and double star the kids as it is same, but only the change between this and this, double star and single star, right here. And print his last name is kids ill name. And so now we can my functions f name and we are value and key has been given here, and then we can print here. So you can easily print here. So keyword arguments, what is the keyword arguments? Just you can also send the arguments with the key and values. So look here, there is it has contains a key and a value, both of them. So you can easily represent here. So default the parameters value. So define my functions country and Norway. So keyword and value both are has been given, and now I want to the print here because this has been already the given country. So from, so now I need to the I am from country name. So I have mentioned so many countries name. Okay, so look here. So I think it is a working very well. Okay, similarly the next is the, so the keyword arguments is often the shortened and to the KWARGS in the Python documentation. Next the arbitrary keyword arguments, just we have already discussed. Next the default and return value, just second the passing the list arguments. And passing a list arguments means you can send any data types of argument to a functions like a string, numbers, list, dictionary, etc. And now it will be treated as a same data types inside these functions. So suppose if you are means if you send a list as an argument, and it will steal a list when it reaches the functions like this one. Define my functions, and I have mentioned here the food as an input value right here means, and for x in a food, print x, and fruit's name has been given this, and my functions the fruits, so we can easily print here. Okay, next the return value. Let's the functions return value means use the return statements. So my functions here return 5 times of x, and now we can go the print my functions, and it will multiply 3, another is the 5, another is the 9, and then we can go here the print here, so we can easily multiple value has been created. Pass statement means the function's definitions cannot be the empty, but if for the some reasons you have a function's definitions with the no content, so put the pass statement, avoid getting and like a error. So look here, just I am getting the pass my functions and parenthesis colon, and now we are getting a pass here, so I think we can easily avoid the I am not getting anything means we are getting not getting like a error terms something. And last is the recursion just Python also accept the functions recursions, which means that defined functions can call itself. Recursions like it is a common mathematical and programming concepts, and it means most of the time it is using as a testing purpose, and so the developers should be very careful with the recursions, as it can be quite easy to slip into the writing of functions with a never terminates or into that uses the excess amounts of memory, processor power, etc. So first, when I written the correctly, recursions can be a very efficient and mathematical elegant approach to programming. So first, if I write for the try recursions, okay, these are functions we have called itself recurse, and otherwise you can also use here k variables as a data, which discriminant like a -1 inside of this parenthesis. So every time we recurse here, and the recursions end with the conditions is not greater than 0. So when it is a 0, just like here. So look here. So here recursions just I am try underscore recursions, and it is intimated as a k. And now if the k is greater than 0, again inside the parenthesis and colon, result k plus try recursions k minus 1, and print result, else result will equal to 0, and now return a result. So let's see what happens just here. I think here, look here, recursions example 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, and again 21. So I think this will be the helpful for everyone. I hope it will be good for everyone. Thank you.